Yo, what's going on, boys? I just wanted to make a video talking about World of Warcraft and effectively why I've quit so early and why I think, I quit Dragonflight so early last time as well, and why I think WoW in general is just bad. Now, don't get it twisted. I ain't some WoW hater, okay? I ain't some WoW hater. I am a WoW Andy through and through. The most played game of any game ever across my entire lifespan is World of Warcraft, and I've played a lot of games, let me tell you, bro. I played a absolute shit ton of games. I love WoW, and I really, really want World of Warcraft to be good, because when WoW was good, it's life destroying, bro. I don't want to do anything else except play it, and that's currently not the case right now, and I'm going to point out why. Also, I want to preface, I'm not some classic Andy. A lot of you guys probably think like, oh, this guy is, well, he likes WoW, but he just likes old WoW. No. Okay, well, technically, yes, a little bit, but no. I hate the, the classification of everything nowadays, where they're just re-releasing the same shit with a new coat of paint over and over again, doing it in games, doing it in movies. Whenever they announce classic, believe it or not, I was pretty upset. I was like, well, this is shit. Why are they doing that? Why don't they just make the retail better? And that's fundamentally how I feel. Why don't they just make, like, the new one, like, have all that stuff that people like about the classic, except make it better, right? Maybe innovate. Come up with some new stuff that really elevates the game to a level that we never thought possible. So, why does WoW currently suck? What I did is I just made a bunch of bullet points as to why I think it sucks. And, the ones that came up first, I guess the ones that are probably closer to the surface of as to why I think WoW sucks. Straight up, early access. The fuck is that? Why it totally kills the hype of an expansion. Why the fuck does that exist? It's not even early access. It's just some shit they're saying to basically let you pay to win and get into the game earlier, so they can make more money. And then all the stuff is locked anyway, and you can't do fuck all. So they're basically scamming you. And then on top of that, you're playing, and it's like not hype because half the people aren't playing. I don't know. It's just a terrible thing. And I honestly, from a marketing standpoint, I think you're shooting yourself in the foot, right? Like, yeah, you're going to make some money from these, pay piggies who are going to get the early access like me. But what you're trading off is like the hype of, oh shit, boys, on this day, everyone's logging in and we're all playing World of Warcraft for this expansion. And they're basically, the early access, that immediately is a vibe killer. Followed by the 3 weeks of time gating. 3 weeks of time gating. Come on, man. Like one week max. Changed my mind, bro. In the current state of, what there is to do, 1 week max. Maybe I'm a nerd. I don't know. But I just think, that whole thing where, you think about like I don't know. I don't want to be talking about PoE too much, but you think about a PoE league, right? The league comes out. You don't want to do anything except play the game. And you don't even want to sleep because there's so much new shit in the game that you got to try out. You got to pop off. You got to farm all the new shit, all the new... Well, guess what? That feeling of like wanting to degenerately log in and play the fuck out of the game just doesn't exist. Which, okay, again, is a hype killer. Now, what is hype? That's some shit that comes and then it goes. That's not what makes the game feel good long term, right? That's just hype. That's just two things that I think is pretty bad. Now let's move on to the more, maybe, let's say, important things. Probably, I'd say one of the largest issues is the overworld. Okay, and what I mean by that is, like, not instance, out in the world. It feels dead, bro, and it feels bad. Why is that? And I asked myself that question. As I was leveling, I constantly was thinking about it, and I was like, man, I don't know what it is. And you know what? I feel like it's the fact that nothing at all poses even a remote challenge or is even a slightly dangerous or, even a little bit difficult It's just every single zone, every single area, every single monster. You run in. You can aggro as many monsters as you want. You can do whatever you can literally be holding down your S key, clicking your keybinds, and you just AoE them down. Run in, pull a bunch of mobs, AoE them down. And it's just how it felt. Like, I don't know, man. Bro, I had like, there was quests where like, you know, it's building up to this big campaign boss guy. You press 2 buttons on him and he's dead. You don't even get to pop off. You know, I love popping off. You know, why are the monsters that are supposed to be big bad guys dying before I can even get a single rotation out? You know, I don't know. It's pretty dumb. So I feel like that's a pretty large feeling as to why you know, the overworld feels a little bit shit. Another huge reason, and I hark on about this all the time, and I feel like it's because it's a really big one, and honestly people disagree with it a lot, but I straight up think that flying in World of Warcraft, yeah, it's cool, but it's actually dog shit and bad for the game. In my opinion, there should be like one zone. You should have one zone. It can be the up area, you know, whatever. They have one zone, and that's the dragon flying area. It's a zone design with a bunch of verticality, a bunch of those races and shit, so you can do the Hogwarts broom quests, and you can fly around, do all that stuff, and you can do all your flying and have all the flying mounts and do all that good stuff. But then guess what? When you get into the other zones, no flying. It's just ground mounts. And the reason why, like, why? But why does he not like flying mounts? Just don't fly, forehead. No, that's not how it works. The second you have flying mounts in the game, it becomes a teleport to XY coordinate simulator. And what I mean by that is like, well, what do? You just get a quest, you get a thing, you go there. You hop on your mount, fly up, hornet, fly down, get to the thing, go. You don't have to engage with terrain. You don't have to think about where you're going. You just look at your map, go to the point, do the thing, go to the point, do the thing. I mean, imagine if you're playing The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, bro, and Roach was a dragon, and instead of having to traverse the terrain, go through the different areas that are carefully crafted in ways where, you know, you're going to have little puzzles and little things to get through and, like, you know, jump, puzzle, all the stuff, except you could just fly right there. It would be fucking dog shit. And you know what? It's fucking dog shit and WoW. Like, yeah, cool, it's fun. Don't worry, I like dragon flying, it's cool. Have a zone for it, have all the little races and shit. Those are actually genuinely some of the best gameplay in the game currently, which is a little bit sad, but, you know, also, hey, they can do something. Blizzard did make a new system that was kind of cool. So you got to give them that. Yeah. Now, another thing that is bad, I think, for flying is the fact that, I mean, I don't want to talk about it too much, but, like, World PvP, all the natural hotspots that you would necessarily, like, you know, there's a base that everyone comes out of, and there's a bridge, there's a chokehold, there's going to be a lot of players commuting through there. Naturally, you can go there, gank them, kill them, and that creates, like, you know, situations where people group up and have little battles and stuff. That's, like, a part of what makes the overworld feel alive and feel cool. Like, yo, dude, somebody help at this bridge, I'm getting ganked, all that shit. I don't know if you guys remember Hellfire Peninsula. I don't want to go too far back and be like, sound like some classic Andy or some boomer, but, like, man, that was some good times. And, you know what, that's actually a very bad example because people could fly there. Although most people were questing. So they didn't actually have flying mounts. So, hey, it was ethical. I think also another reason why Overworld feels shit and feels dead is the fact that people can instantly queue into random dungeons, and they don't really need to go anywhere. They can just sit in their fucking town, and they just spam random dungeons. So then, naturally, they don't go out in the world. I don't think that's cool. I remember vividly in Wrath of the Lich King, you know, going to the dungeon instances and literally camping entire 5-man groups by myself and a warrior. Now, obviously, sometimes you die, but sometimes you kill them, and it would be fucking amazing. And I had fraps running, so I was recording that shit, homie. I was recording that for my PvP, my Warcraft movies video. Now I'm sounding like a boomer, but yeah. That shit was cool. And again, it created a sense of place and a sense of, you know, the dungeon exists. It's at this place. It's a physical location you can see and go to. And there's players there going in and out. And it feels like the world is an alive place, and there's things happening. And that creates that MMO vibe, that MMO feeling, which is just kind of not existing in the current version of WoW. I don't want to go into it too much, because it's probably not a big deal, but I think War Mode in general is just bad. I think I prefer the game better where you just pick a PvP server and then cool, sweet as. You pick the PvP server, now everyone PvP's there. And then naturally, it means there's more people participating in PvP in general. It does suck being a streamer, but I think general, it's good to have more people engaging in PvP and being out in the world. Because, again, it makes the world feel more alive. Now, another thing that I think is currently really bad in current WoW, and that is class design. It feels far too homogenized. And what I mean by that is, like, all the cool niches, they're far and few between. You know, some of the most peak WoW moments and interesting and cool and fun things were, like, where your class uniquely can deal with a situation and where you can do a thing that no one else can do. Like, I don't know, there's some mechanic in a raid, and it's everyone else has to move back. I'm a paladin, but guess what, bro? I have an invulnerability bubble I can press. Boom. I can press that shit. Or, like, you know, you're a rogue and you got Cloak of Shadows and there's this debuff that everyone has and they can actually run off the side and drop it early. There's all these sorts of little things you can do. Little things where if you're a master of your class, you have unique tools and kits, you know, that you can do that other people can't do. Like, I don't know, maybe you're a mage and you're supposed to be really good at AoE, and then, like, this other guy's a feral druid and he's, like, really good at doing 2-target damage where you can bleed one guy and bleed another guy and he does insane broken damage in this particular situation. And I feel like what happens now is, it seems like, from what I can tell, in the current game, every single class has like a million different self-heals, a million different procs, just procs out the wazoo. You just attack, you press one button, it procs another button, which procs some other thing, which procs a passive, which procs a heal, which procs a shield. And naturally, this is my experience on I did with a Ret Paladin, and I was just playing my Enhancement Shaman. Even if I wanted to, like, not AoE, my character just spams AoE by default. Same with the Shaman. Same seems to be, like, every class. And what's happened is, like, everyone has a million procs, a million different... Everyone just does broken AoE, broken heal, broken mobility. Everyone just has insane mobility. And then when everyone has something, like, when everybody has the ability to self-heal, do AoE damage, do single target damage, do cleave, do all this shit... has the insane ability, nothing really feels special. Like, change my mind, mages should be squishy that can nuke you from afar if they cast an ability at you, right? And they should be able to control you and slow you and CC you. But, like, if you get on them, right, then you should mess them up. It shouldn't be, nah, this mage can self-heal while teleporting, while instant casting, while doing, you know, I'm not saying mages, to be fair, mages actually seem pretty balanced right now, but the point that I'm making is that it feels like, I mean, bro, I had a fucking hunter. I was 1v1ing a hunter. The hunter was literally healing his HP bar to full multiple times over, it felt like, taking no damage, spamming, it's like, what? It's a hunter, bro. Why is he doing this? And then simultaneously, I'm a Ret Paladin, and I don't know, that's supposed to be my niche. As a Ret Paladin, it's supposed to be, have to do some off heals, and I can't even do it. I mean, whatever, bro. The point that I'm making is, class design feels bad because they're giving everyone everything. And that whole dominating a niche thing just doesn't, you know, it's not there. And I think, why is that? It's something to do, everyone in chat says it's to do with Mythic Plus. They want to make everyone OP in Mythic Plus, but, like, bro, I don't know, maybe some classes shouldn't be as good as other classes in Mythic Plus. Just a wild thought, bro, in my opinion. This leads into PvP pacing. Because everyone has, like, a million passive procs and hots and dots and all sorts of stuff, that what happens when you press, like, a button on a guy, well, then they have to, like, slow down the PvP massively. They're going to nerf everyone's damage, because if they just, like, you press this button, it did 5 things, and it just one-shot someone, well, that's not going to be good for the game, right? Because it's way too complicated. You know, you attack, and it does you know, 500 different abilities that proc off each other. It's just not, doesn't work. So then what happens is, all your buttons, when you press them, they don't feel meaningful, right? You press your buttons, you're pressing your burst button, you're pressing your damage button, they're just taking slow damage like this. It's a slow. You can't even feel like, I'll, like, have all my shit up. All my cooldowns are up. They're in a stun. They got no cooldown up. And I'm like, all right, here we go, boys. This is going to be massive. Big crit. This guy's about to get wrecked. Boom, I attack. Nothing happens. And the pacing is just heinous. like heinous. And I think this is because of the fact that they've just, you know, got the classes to the point where this is what we're dealing with. Like, it's just so bloated. Like, I think less is more. I think that we should be doing far less things. That should be far less procs happening, far less abilities proccing other, and they should be doing a lot more. Like, I should press my Templar's Verdict, right? And if my wings are up, I should see their HP go down by like 20%, 30%. I should see a rogue doesn't eviscerate on me, full combo points. I don't have a defensive cooldown up. It should chunk the fuck out of me. Not like, you know, whatever it is now where you go in and it's just like 2 guys and then fucking 5 pets fly out. It's like dots going everywhere, fucking beams, laser beams, hammers flying out, and just like both of our HP bars are kind of slowly moving, and you're like, well, I don't know, it's just not good. In my opinion, in terms of speed, like what is a good speed, my litmus test, I think, I was trying to kind of like get this into a sentence where you can understand it. I think if you're in PvP and you're 2 equally geared players, and they're both really geared up, if a rogue was to do a full kidney shot on the other player, and the other player is not a tank, use no defensive cooldowns, doesn't trinket, does nothing, just stands there and just sits in the kidney shot, and that guy should die in the kidney shot. That's what I believe. If they do nothing, don't get peeled, nothing happens, and they have no defensive, they didn't do anything to stop it from happening, they should die. So not like insta-gibbing, but like, you know, people can die. And then, I don't know if you tried some Battlegrounds in terms of PvP pacing. Healers. Specifically, I mean, priests are the worst right now, but like whatever, I don't know. Just healers in general. Any expansion where healers can indefinitely keep people alive while casting instant spells only and using no cooldowns, that's just bad and it feels awful. Because what happens is you just get like, you know, 2 teams of players running in. Everyone's at full HP, everyone's just spamming AoE, and, you know, you're all just doing all these little procs, and everyone's just cleaving each other. It's like some PvE battle, like you're in like a Mythic Plus, basically, and then everyone's just sitting at full life until eventually one of the healers goes and then, you know, people slowly die. And that's just the most unfun shit ever. It should be like, nah, you know, you get a full poly on that healer, everyone bursts this guy, he dies, or you, like, stun a guy and you can kill him. But, you know, I had situations where it was 5v1, and we're fighting a backpedaling priest who has no idea what he's doing. No idea. He's like just hitting his face and just pressing on the random keys. And because of the fact that damage is so low, because they reduced it so much in PvP, and because instant cast spells are so OP, he's able to just slowly backpedal and just heal himself to full over and over again. And that just it just feels dog shit. And overall, PvP just feels awful right now. And the main reason, in my opinion, why is that? I think it's PvP gear scaling. It's the new system. It's dog shit. It's a failed system. And I think it actually is the fundamental most bad thing they've done for PvP in the game, period. And what is that? That's some system where basically you get to max level, which takes leveling like for 3 hours. I mean, that's a whole other issue altogether. You get to max level. You do BGs for 5 hours. You get your entire honor set. And then you get this gear which says scales to 626. And it's better than all other gear that's not PvP gear, but specifically for PvP. So it completely trivializes any gear that's not PvP gear for PvP. So it effectively means every single person's the same, because presuming you can play the game for 5 hours over the period of a weekend, gearing is irrelevant. It doesn't matter, because everyone effectively scales to the same level. And it means all PvE gear, dog shit. All Mythic Plus gear, dog shit. All any sort of like, you know, unless it's specific crafted like gear, it's dog shit. And what is that? It's just a template, bro. It's just literally like, hey, guess what? You're playing an MMORPG, which is supposed to be about like gearing items and stuff. And guess what? You get to like get your character leveled up, and you get a templated character. So you're just playing a normal generic dude. Maybe you can select a few of the secondary stats, so you can be like, maybe you guys are a little bit more haste or a little bit more crit. But generally speaking, you're just playing a templated character. And then you're like, oh, but wait, I could go to PvE and get like some fucking badass trinket or something and take it into PvP. You can't, because the trinkets, A, don't scale up, and B, they put a 2-set trinket bonus on the PvP trinkets that completely shit on all the PvE trinkets. And in my opinion, this is just terrible. It's terrible. It's awful for the game, because they make the PvP gear super tanky. super slow paced. They make all of the fun, cool PvE gear completely useless. So now, like, any reason why you might consider, hey, let me go into a raid and go and get a piece of gear and take that into PvP. It's pointless. You're wasting your time. You're better off spending 30 minutes and just getting the honor gear than you would ever going into doing PvE for Mythic Plus or raiding. Like, some of the best times in WoW, in my opinion, are, you know, I'm thinking back, Wrath of the Lich King, bro, getting a Deathbringer's Will, and just getting that trinket that turns you into, like, a Viral dude and gives you, like, fuck tons of armor penetration and all this shit, and you get that trinket, like, you know, you're going and you're raiding every week. It's literally in-game content. You're engaged. You're excited for the moment where you kill this boss because you're hoping to get this loot. Doesn't drop. But every time you go there, you get past that stupid gunship battle. You get to the boss. You kill him. Eventually, it drops, bro, and you win it. You then take that into the battle round, and you take that into the arena, and you start dominating people, and it feels so fucking good, bro. It feels so fucking satisfying. Yeah, it's a bit gimmicky, bit of a meme, not like the perfect balance or whatever, but who gives a fuck? This is an MMORPG. This isn't a fucking esport. You should not be balancing the game like it's an esport. You should be making it fun. And now, okay, you have the other extreme end where you have, like, you know, just using Wrath of the Lich King. I'm not like a Wrath Andy, by the way. My favorite expansion was not for, like, PvP, but my favorite expansion overall was, like, Legion. You know, I'm like a Legion, Mop, Wrath kind of guy, you know, whatever. But, you know, I'm not saying the game should be exactly Wrath of the Lich King. I don't think it should. I think Wrath had plenty of problems. But, like, yeah, we don't want two people running with Shadowmourns just absolutely annihilating everyone while they backpedal, right? So, for sure, some items should be, like, maybe nerfed in rated arenas and rated places. Now, that should only be the case in rated. Everywhere else, all the gear should work. And on top of that, the gear, all the shit that isn't completely broken, that should also work in rated. Change my mind. And vice versa, PvP gear shouldn't scale up. That system should be deleted, and the PvP gear should just be good. So what do I mean by that? So obviously you should have to get PvE gear and take it to PvP, and it should be good. Vice versa, you should have to get PvP gear. So if you're good enough to get to a high rating to get the PvP weapon, you can then get that weapon and take it into a mythic raid and fuck shit up early because you got, like, an early game weapon sooner than everyone else did. Because you can also, you're like you've spent time to get good at the PvP in game, and you've also spent time to get good at the PvE in game. You should be rewarded for that. And guess what that does? That cross-pollination gets people. This is, like, a huge thing because PvP is dying, bro. It's fucking going down. Do you know why? Because there's no reason to go in there anymore. Because this stupid trash system, which, like, takes the RPG elements out of the fucking MMORPG, which is like question mark. And people are like, well, why the fuck would I go to PvP? There's nothing there for me. There's no loot. I don't even like it. People kill me, and I'm trying to heal, and they kick my cast. I don't like that. You know, why would you step out of your comfort zone if there's nothing there to incentivize you out? So, yeah. Just delete the PvP gear scaling. It's literally gear templates, right? It's just stat templates with a couple extra steps. Like, oh yeah, I found this gear out, bro. It took me 5 hours, bro, and now I've got a stat template. Trash. And you're gonna hear people complain about it and say, well, that's just shit and it's imbalance. Yep. Fuck them, dude. Fuck them. This is an MMORPG. This isn't a fucking esport. If you go play League of Legends. If you want the game to be perfectly balanced, go play League of Legends. And guess what? If you're doing one of the tournaments, right? If you're doing the AWC World of Warcraft Cup, okay, cool. Then you can have your templated character on a tournament realm. You know, you're on a tournament realm, and it's got none of that broken shit there, and it's just mano v mano, and you can see who's the best gamer, whatever. But let the people playing the MMORPG have fun in the MMORPG. Like, I want to be able to get my Vial of Shadows and fuck some guy out with it. I want to be able to get my PvE weapon and take it to PvP. Or I want to be able to get because I'm good at PvP and I can get to a high rating, I want to be able to take that PvP gear into PvE or into M+, or take M+ gear into PvP. You know, you get any which way. The systems should complement each other. They shouldn't be totally against each other. Another huge reason. So yeah, this should probably be higher in priority. Actually, I mean, straight up just remove this thing higher in priority. Another huge thing that is wrong with WoW, bro, and that makes WoW shit in the current year is the WoW token. Just delete it from the game. Straight up. do an economy reset. I don't know, make gold redundant. I don't know. The WoW token is so shit. It's so shit. It kills straight up a huge portion of the in-game. Maybe like half of the in-game for me used to be like grinding gold. I liked getting gold. I had characters that had multiple professions, and I'd filter all these things. I would have herbs, and I would mill the herbs, and I would turn the herbs into glyphs, and I would sell the glyphs, and I'd do all this shit. Why would you do gold farming, professions, carries, all sorts of things that you could do to earn gold whenever you spend time, like you could spend like 3 hours farming gold, or you could just work at like a minimum wage job for, for the equivalent of 10 minutes to farm like 3 hours. I don't know, the ratio is insane, right? Unless you're like literally in a world first guild and you're selling like the first mounts where you sell them for like, gold cap per mount or some stupid shit like that. It's pretty much never worth farming gold. You're always better off to just earn real life money and then, from the corporeal realm, and then spend it, put it into, and then get the money out. And it basically kills off entire end games, in my opinion. Like I am a profession, Andy. I love professions. I love that, bro. Professions where you get like special perks and bonuses for having that profession leveled up, and then you can use that inside of rated battlegrounds and stuff. Like, man, fuck yes, bro. Dude, I'm actually sad, dude. I'm straight up sad they removed engineering from PvP arenas. Straight up, dude. That's how much of a fucking profession Andy I am. But guess what? I've done this, just what I haven't interacted with at all. This entire expansion, and that, whenever I tried Dragonflight, same deal. Professions, because why the fuck would I? I can just get everything that I could want from the profession just by spending like, $30 on a WoW token, get all my enchants, get all my shit, get all my gems, and it's just more efficient. And to me, that's like sad, because that's just a reason to not play the game now. It's just another thing that I could do and I could be enjoying doing, but I can't because I just feel stupid to do. It's the same reason, like, people are gonna say shit like, "Oh, if you don't like flying, just walk on your mount." Like, no, I'm not going to completely cuck and waylay myself. Like, that just shouldn't exist in the game, right? The WoW token is awful. And, bro, this argument that people have where they say, well, people are just going to RMT, bro. People are just going to RMT if the WoW token's in the game. Fucking ban the RMT guys! Ban them! Ban the guys who are cheating, or people cheat in every game. Ban the cheat. Don't just put cheats in the game legally. Ban the fucking cheaters. Okay? Ban them. Okay, I'm getting a little bit too heated. My bad. On top of the WoW token, cosmetics, a little bit of in-game is removed. The fact that you can just buy cosmetics, it also devalues, it just devalues every other cosmetic in the game. Like, why the fuck do we buy a game and then pay a fucking subscription to that game, and then they also devalue the in-game cosmetics by selling you the cosmetics? Like, why is that a thing, bro? Selling gold, like, just that needs to be deleted from the game. I mean, maybe obviously this is the reasons why WoW's currently dog shit, man. And I'm like, delete the WoW token and delete. Obviously, these are things that this is like, obviously it's a pipe dream, but I'm kind of just hoping maybe like Chris Medson's gonna come in and be like, for the Horde. The WoW token's deleted. We're overhauling the PvP system. Fucking cosmetics, can't buy them anymore, boys. Let's fucking go. That's kind of like that to me. For them to make WoW great again, this is what they're gonna have to do, bro. Either they are gonna do it, or some other company's gonna do it, right? Another little thing as well. We'll just cap it off. I mean, I have literally like 4 pages of notes here of things that I think make WoW bad. These are just the major ones. I'm just gonna do the last major one here. Leveling, bro. It's literally not even in the game anymore. Boosts. Way to kill your world as fast as possible. Let's speedrun killing the world. Let's add boosts in. And let's make, what? While we're at it, let's just make leveling not even exist. Because leveling doesn't exist right now in the game. It's literally boost and then do quests for a few hours and then you're max level. Or literally boost and then do dungeons for 2 hours and then you're max level. Do you know how many of my best memories in World of Warcraft were me leveling up my main character or leveling up one of my ults? And it just doesn't exist. It's just another thing. It's just another entire thing you could be doing that's just removed because, I don't know, people think it's good. Like, man, I love being able to have if not earn any of my leveling and just instantly have every character boosted up and have every character at max level. This is great. You know what? The rest of the game doesn't exist. It's only the end game. Which, I mean, bro, I'm sounding like a little bitch right now. But remember, I love World of Warcraft. I really want it to be good. And this is just the reasons why I think WoW's bad currently. Yes, they did. I would say that it's slightly improved in terms of storytelling compared to Dragonflight, because the Dragonflight story, I don't know, that one was so dog shit. I don't even really remember it. It was like some random cutscenes with like dwarfs and shit, and there was like some lightning dragon guy. It was so dog shit. And you know what? The cinematics and the story, I went through the whole story of the new one with all the, it even had the little recaps, and the cinematics got far more in depth with the characters, which I liked. And you could sit there and have the extended dialogue to get to know the people, and really, it felt better. So hey, they are improving in some aspects, but I feel like in almost every other aspect, retail WoW, or not retail WoW, just World of Warcraft in general, whatever the fuck you want to call it, WoW is just actively getting worse. And it's like, can you not do that? Can you just make it better? Because I love WoW, and I want to play WoW. But currently, modern WoW is straight up, I mean, it's a straight up, completely mid to maybe even below mid game, okay? And I really am hoping, praying to Jesus, because what it will take for me, I'm quitting WoW right now. I'm quitting WoW. Like, I'm done. I'm fucking done. Like, I've had some sort of internal, like, meltdown because I've been sitting here battling my own mind. Like, man, I love WoW, but man, this sucks so much dick. This sucks. And I sit there and I'm trying not to be, like, fucking sitting there complaining the whole time, but I just complain the whole time because it's like, bro, like, what have they done to my boy, man? What have they fucking done to it, And, I really am hoping that somehow something's changing at Blizzard, and with the next expansion, maybe they do some big overhaul, and it's effectively like WoW, reborn, WoW 2, and they delete all this dog shit that's in the current game, and they make it, they make it what it should be. Great again, bro. Make WoW great again. Peace.